So now we are focusing on the next module, which is publish and access reports in Power BI service. In this unit, in this lab, we're going to explore using Power BI to create a mobile view, publish a report, build a dashboard, and use storytelling with Power BI within PowerPoint. So we're going to be creating mobile views, publishing the report in the service, navigating, paying the Power BI service, creating a workspace, building an organization and dashboard, pinning visuals to a dashboard, and adding image from an URL. Let's start by creating a mobile report view. So let's start with the report that already been created, and we're not going to use the one that we're working until now. So let's go to our folder. Power BI uses a good amount of memory. Okay, so we have the final report that has been created for us, and we are now going to continue with the guide that is here. There's some reasons why they made some other changes to the report. It's similar to what we have done. So navigate to the market share page located at the bottom left, and make sure your report is pulling data from the last 15 years. That's what we have in our marketing analysis. And the market share. Market analytics, and we want to pull let's ignore this. This visual is going to be retired soon. There's a better version of maps that is coming, and that's the one that we should be using. But for this exercise, this will do. So ignore it. So let's get the 15 years, and we're gonna switch the view to mobile, and we'll do an auto create and see how it goes. Mobile layout. Auto create. And as always, it does a decent job, but a good start. You can explore all the visuals that are being introduced, but it's just a good start. So the first thing we're gonna do is the text is invisible on the white background, the mobile view. Okay, highlight the market analysis tile and change the view to white. Take the where is it? Oh, here. Oh, I see. So the color, we're gonna change it to black and make sure. Perfect. Probably we're gonna need something. Is the same with the other things. There's a lot of things we don't see. All right, resize and move the tile around to make sure it goes well. If there are any visuals on the mobile layout, remove. If there are any other visuals on the mobile layout, remove them by hovering over the graphic and select X. Oh, that's perfect. So we're gonna remove everything. So we're gonna do X, X. We're gonna put this at the top. Okay, so now we have one that it just says market analysis. Growth. What else should we do? Drag the revenue by year and manufacturer line chart from the page visual and put it below growth. Isn't that what we had in the auto create? Okay, so let's keep going. We want the map and save it. And that's just an example of how things can be done in mobile. And yes, we're going to see later how we access this report and how it's going to look. So it tells us to save. Save. Perfect. Now we have a general layout for mobile. Next, we need to go to the service. So now you'll use a report authored using Power BI Desktop to create a dashboard for the advanced data analytics analysis team and chief marketing officer. The Power BI Desktop file with more reports and visuals titled DIAD Final Report PBIX is provided. Use this file for the next module. So first, what you need to do is make sure you have Power BI account. If you haven't signed up for Power BI account, this will, through that option, will create one for you. Make sure you use a business email address. You cannot use a Gmail or Hotmail or iCloud. You need to use the one that you have, like a business email address. That was part of the pre-requirements. I already have one. I have a Power BI environment with, I've been using Power BI for a while, and I use my company for do testing, so you're gonna see a lot of crazy stuff. But let's follow this. What do we need to do now? Let's create it here. You can always do powerbi.com. If you're a government, you have a different path. Hopefully that's not a problem for you right now, and you can access your Power BI license, the Power BI tenant. Okay, once we're there, if you're new to Power BI, it's a new tenant, you have only access to my workspace. My workspace is just good to have personal stuff, but it's not a place where you're gonna collaborate with other people. So usually you wanna create another workspace. So yeah, go through the navigation and everything that is available for you. As Power BI now is part of Fabric, so that means that it's part of a bigger platform that has many other tools to have a complete end-to-end small business to enterprise data solution. Power BI. That's the Power BI experience. You could switch to the Fabric experience, which basically you can do the same things, but it's a different way of presenting your environment. More towards data, it's more focused on data engineering. Now we're gonna stay with the Power BI experience. You can do whatever you want there. It's your personal workspace. You need to create a workspace where you can collaborate with team members. So for that, we're gonna create a new workspace, and how we're gonna call it? Once you start working on doing more stuff that is outside of my workspace, you're gonna need a pro license. Hopefully you have one assigned. If you don't, you can still select the trial option, and that will give us like 60 days, I believe, of free usage until you have to commit. So let's go back here. I'm gonna create a workspace. So when you do here and go to workspaces, I have a lot of workspaces, right? So don't pay attention to that. But you're gonna see that there are other icons and stuff going around there. So the ones without icons, they're regular traditional Power BI spaces where you can only do Power BI, and that's perfectly good if that's what you need. If you have a diamond, that it means that yes, premium content. Currently, there are two ways to have premium content, but we're switching into only one, that is Fabric. Fabric is the premium content. And if we go into other icons, it says this is using a trial license, and it's also the workspace is connected to Git. We don't need to go into those things, but it's just worth mention what those things are. So we'll go to new workspace, and we're gonna first upload an image, and that's gonna be from our C in our folders. See the data is that one. Yes, the logo, perfect. So is that the one? Yeah, that's what I did. And we are gonna call this workspace like this. As always, it's good recommendation to add metadata. Not that that's highly descriptive, but it's something that it would be nice to do. We're gonna hit apply. And now this, you said already hit apply, but the license, Power BI Pro license, got assigned because I have Power BI license, Pro licenses. So now we are in the workspace. Yes, let's publish our report. We have a workspace, now let's publish it. We go to our report, the one that we have in desktop, and we're gonna hit publish. We have many ways of publish reports, but this is a good one. So we want to remove the mobile layout. Let's go to home. Probably that's what it is. And we are here. We have the publish button. We already logged in here. That's why we logged in initially. And now it recognizes that I'm here. And look at this. I have lots of garbage. I have to be honest, I have to do some cleanup workspaces, but I do find my own. If you have only one, that's gonna be easier for you. I wanna publish there. So now it's publishing. It takes a little bit, but here's what it says, publishing. And now once it's published, it's gonna tell us that it says success, and we say okay. We go back to the browser, and let's see what we have. So let's go back to the browser, and there's nothing. Why there's nothing? I need to refresh. So what do we see? How I have two files? How did that happen? I published a semantic model. I published a report. How is that I have now a report and a semantic model? So the thing is that when we were working on desktop, you were actually working on two files at the same time, the semantic model and the report. Semantic model is where we create our data, where we work on the imports, where we apply the Power Query steps, where we establish the relationships, we create our DAX measures. That's all part of the semantic model. It's the heart. It's an analytical database that is designed in what is called a tabular. It's a tabular model. That means that the attributes are all classified by columns and compressed, and that way we can access in a very efficient. That's why Power BI is so fast. Then after that, we had the data visualization part, which is the report that uses this semantic model as a source. Once we publish, the service splits it into two, and that's why you have two things. Actually, you're gonna see eventually, if you want to have another report that is not another tab, you just want to have another report, but it uses the same semantic model, you can still do it. You do it from the desktop, you connect to the semantic model as a source, and then you publish. And then you'll have one semantic model and two reports. The two reports using the same semantic model. And one very interesting part is if you notice here, is that we have two different views. By default, we have the list view, but also we have the lineage view. It's the same thing. You're not going to change anything except the view. So look at this. Now we have more objects in the visualization. We don't have more objects in the workspace. The report is pointing using as a source the semantic model, but the semantic model in the visualization, it shows that we have three sources: an Excel file, a folder, and a file, a sales file. Okay, let's go back to this, and I didn't want to confuse you. It's just trying to add a little bit more information. So that's it for now. Let's go to build the dashboard. This is, people get confused. Haven't we just built a dashboard in the desktop? If we stay with what Microsoft wants us referred, what we created was a report, was not a dashboard. But we all commonly call the other one, the report, a dashboard. So Microsoft officially called the data visualization part that we created on desktop a report. But if you want to have a dashboard, that's what we're going to do now. Yes. So we are going to create a dashboard. I have to tell you, this is something that has been from the day one in Power BI. Dashboards are in the service are not it's not a popular feature. It has a lot of limitations, and I never liked using that much. I'm not this. Is it something very important for you to learn? But don't. All right. So we are now going to go to the market. Let's go to the report. We load the report. This will be the same report as before that we have, and we can navigate. The tabs are not in the bottom anymore, they are over here. So now you can feel free to play with it. We are now in market share. So then we want to go to the map and go down to drill down into Australia. Perfect. hover over the, let's go down to Australia, let's pin visual to the dashboard. How? Hover over the Van Arsen market share car visual, select the pin and pin to dashboard. This thing here. And we don't have a dashboard, so there's no existing dashboard. We're going to create a new one that is going to be called Van Arsel. Pin. Perfect. Now if we go back to the workspace, so you go back to the workspace here, right? You'll see that now we have another object. We have the original created, and now this one. So are we all opening? Yes, let's open the dashboard. It's not beautiful. It is okay. It's just that for now. Dashboard tiles are not interactive like report visuals that we learned so far. That's another limitation. Let's pin a few more things. Let's go back to the report. And we want to pin this one. Now we do have an existing dashboard. It's just not my favorite. Let's see what's happening. Let's stay by that. Revenue by country. Which one it is? Revenue by country. But I'm gonna probably go up because it was filtered everything. Why still country is Australia? Why still Australia? Does it say anything that I need to remove that Australia? I don't know why it's that there. I didn't put it. I don't know if it's a mistake. I'm gonna remove it. Doesn't hurt anyone. And I'm gonna pin that as well. So now let's select the dashboard. We can select it from here. And we have all the things put in there. You'll see in the dashboards, like we added, oh no, I didn't do, it was deceiving in here, but there was not a filter, it was Australia. So anyway, I'm glad, hopefully you didn't follow my steps. You'll see the visuals on the dashboard like in the figure above. Each visual on the dashboard is called a tile. These tiles represent selected data and update as the data models update. Tiles are not interactive. Let's organize them. Resize, I move the gauge, tile as shown in the figure, and yes, tiles can be very different sizes. Select edit in the drop down from the ribbon and add a title. We add a tile. Add tile dialog box opens an image. Let's see. Edit, add tile. We want to put an image. What image are we putting? We are gonna do from a URL, right? And we put it on the URL tab. Beautiful. And apply. It creates it in this corner, but we want to add it over there. Let's resize it as we want. Now revenue by country tile shows the revenue by country. Rename it. So we want to call it revenue by country. Yeah, we know that is specific. So this one, revenue by country. Oh, revenue, no, this one. We go to the ellipsis, edit details, title, revenue in Australia. And that's it for now. We were able to publish the report and create a dashboard.